Hello guys, this is another fully funded scholarship opportunity at the University of Sheffield, and the name of the scholarship is called African Scholarship 2024. The Department of Geography is the one coordinating this scholarship at the University of Sheffield. This scholarship is available for one candidate for a postgraduate study program. Scholarship award cover the tuition fee, the £8,000 maintenance support, and accommodation in a single occupant at the University Hall of Residence. Before you can apply for this scholarship, you must have hold an offer to study on the following courses and register for the September 2024 entry at the University of Sheffield. We have MA International Study, MS Environmental Change and International Development, MPH, that is Master of Public Health International Development. So you need to apply to all these three programs. That is either you apply for MA International Development or MS Environmental Change and International Development, or you apply for the MPH. Apart from any of these three programs, you are not going to be considered for this scholarship. You must also be classified as an international student. That's what they mean by overseas here. That is, if you are not an overseas student, you may not be considered for this scholarship. You must also be self-funded to receive this award. In case you are being funded by your country or other organization, whether it is government or private organization, you are not going to be considered for this scholarship. You must not already hold a qualification equal to or higher than a master's. If you are applying for this scholarship, you do not need to have a master before you apply. It means that if already have a master's degree, you do not need to apply for this scholarship. Even though if you apply, you are not going to be considered, as this scholarship is only for those people who hold a bachelor's degree. You must not have already studied outside of your home country. As an international student, you must not have left your home country for study abroad. If in case you have done that, you are not going to be considered for this scholarship. This scholarship cannot also be awarded in conjunction with any other funding award. You cannot get another funding support after you have already secured this scholarship, and your mode of attendance must be full-time. The most important point here is that you must firstly need to be considered. You must firstly need to have an unconditional offer to study at the university before the 2nd of September. That is note 9. You should know that note 9. You must have an unconditional offer before you can be considered for the scholarship. If you don't have an offer for uh, admission at the University of Sheffield, you are not going to be considered for the scholarship. The number 10 receipt of this scholarship is subject to successfully receiving a visa to study at the university in September. If you have successfully secured admission and funding support from the University of Sheffield, you will need to also be given visa in order to study at the University of Sheffield. You must be a permanent domicile in an African country. You must be a national or a permanent domicile in an African country. You must be living in an African country, or you must be a national of an African country before you can be considered for this scholarship. You can also not defer this scholarship. That is, you cannot say you want to take this scholarship next year, maybe due to one reason or the other. So the step involved in how to apply for this scholarship is the first thing you are going to do is to apply for the admission to one of the eligible master's program. That is those three eligible master program we have already shown you above. That is here. You have seen all these three programs: MA, MS, MPH. So you must have already applied to one of those programs before you can be considered, and you must have already received an offer to access the application form. So if you have already received an offer, it is then that the University of Sheffield African Scholarship is going to send you an application, a form for you to fill for this scholarship, so that you can be considered among all other candidates who have applied or are applying for the scholarship. The notification of the application will be by the end of June or before the end of June. These are the selection process. It is a competitive process, and not all application will be successful. We have already know that any scholarship is a competition, which means that there are so many applicants who are going to also apply for this scholarship, and they are going to consider one of the following, all the following: an excellent academic record, a clear rationale for applying for postgraduate course at the University of Sheffield, outline challenges to academic and professional progress, and detail how these barriers have been overcome successfully. Outline examples of work experience in the field of international development, including community and voluntary work. Clearly articulate your future ambition, that is your short-term and long-term goal. You should relate it to the postgraduate program you are applying for so that you can stand ahead of other applicants. And also outline how your learning will benefit other from your own country or Africa in general. So they are going to give a consideration as to whether the candidate may have experienced discrimination because of personal characteristics such as their gender, race, religion, disability, or sexual orientation. Those are the criteria they are also going to consider. So you need to do your best and write a competitive statement in order to support your application for admission and scholarship at the University of Sheffield for the 2024 entry. So please take note of the deadline. The deadline is on 28th May, so you have some weeks ahead before the deadline. So please do your best and apply before the deadline of this program approach. I wish you good luck in your application.